We will call this Monday, January 12th, council meeting to order. Madam Clerk, if you'll call roll.
Council President Middlebrooks.
Here.
Council Pro Tem Driver. Here. Council Member Schultz. Here. Council Member Smith.
Present.
Council Member Lovell. Present. Council Member Murphy.
Present.
Council Member McClinton.
Here.
Okay, with all present, if you will stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance led by Councilor Schultz.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this new year ahead of us. We thank you for all of our leaders working together for the best for Hoover. We also thank you for all the things that we'll get done and accomplish this year together. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, council should have a copy of the agenda. Do I have a motion to accept?
Mr. President, I move to adopt the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. Announcements, the annual home tour. Miss First Lady, Miss Derzis, if you could come down. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Thank you for your support in the Hoover's First Home for Christmas Home Tours for charity. The encouragement received from city leaders played an important role in making this inaugural tour such a success. Through the collected efforts from the city, we were able to raise over $25,000, benefiting Hoover Helps and the Hoover City School Foundation. These funds will make a meaningful impact on individuals, families, and students throughout our city. Thank you to those homeowners who opened their homes for the tours, and Superintendent Kevin Maddox for your continued support. I also want to thank my friend, Lady McFadden. She was my right hand, my right hand during this. I could not have done it without her, so thank you, Lainey. Thank you. I'm grateful for the commitment from the community on this initiative and those who came together for this great cause. I hope to build on this success for many years to come. At this time, I would like to present both Hoover Helps and Hoover City School Foundation with checks for each for $12,762. If y'all will come forward, please.
Thank you, Stephanie, and all that were involved in putting that on. That's awesome.
President,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make one thing. Mr. Bishop, you could just look over here. Just want to tell you thank you very much. And since it's a very special day for you, happy birthday.
We have a number of special guests in the audience. Before I call them up, I'd like to recognize our House Representatives, Mike Shaw and Susan DuBose. They'll be up in just a minute. We also have Dr. Kevin Maddox, School Superintendent, who are here, and former Councilmember Joe Reeves. Good to see you, Joe. Mr. Shaw, Mr. DuBose, I believe y'all have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, Council, and Mayor. First, my name is Mike Shaw, State Representative, former member of this wonderful body. It's always good to be back. I'm joined with Representative Susan DuBose from over in the Greystone area. It also covers Hoover. First of all, congratulations. I think this is my first time to come back and speak to y'all. I know it's winning elections are not easy. Especially in the city of Hoover, which has gotten to be so big with so many people that want to talk to you. So congratulations on that. You know how throughout the year I joke that everybody's safe from new laws and great ideas in Montgomery because we're not in session. Well, joke's over as of tomorrow. We're actually in session in Montgomery for 30 days, which should last of session days, which should last a couple months. It's an election year session, so we'll probably be rocking and rolling pretty quick. But I'm just here to invite you personally. I know we've talked about it. I can't remember in my time on the city council that anybody ever came and invited us down to Montgomery. And so just want to let you know during session, you're always welcome. We'll show you around. We'll show you what's going on. There might be some things you want to talk about. I know there's some issues that are current. That goes to the members of the public as well. Anybody who wants to come down and see how things work at Montgomery and all the good and the bad, and we're happy to show you around. Susan, did you want to say anything?
I'll say a little something.
All right.
I'm Representative Susan DuBose, and thank y'all for having us here tonight. And yes, I'll echo what Mike said. You're welcome down in Montgomery anytime. And more than that, please feel free to contact us directly. We're free with our text numbers. Call us, email us, whatever's convenient for you. We want to hear from you. We work for you. We're representing you down in Montgomery. We want to support Hoover down there, so y'all don't be shy about contacting us. And if you want to come down there, I always recommend Wednesdays. That's a fun day to come because it's committee day, and you can pick what committee has the topics of interest to you. And also, we have a little bit more flexibility on those days, so we'd love to see y'all down there, and feel free to contact us at any time. And y'all keep up the good work. We're so proud to be represented by y'all. Thank you so much.
I will say Susan has more interesting committees than I do, so definitely if you want to come down and see some excitement, that's the one. But that's it. Just like I said, wanted to make sure you knew and invite everybody to come down and see how things are going. Again, congratulations on y'all's recent victories. It's been fun to see the changes and how well things are working for the people of Hoover. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you both. Y'all do a great job representing us, and I think we, as a body, will probably take you up on that invitation and ask our social chair down there at the end, Mr. McClinton. Make it happen.
Mr. President, I do want to make a statement. Susan and Mike, many people, they come here and they ask to be elected, and then you can't get to them, you can't call them. There's not been a time I've not easily been able to get access to Mike or Susan at any time. They just live in Hoover. As regular members here, just so happen to be blessed and fortunate enough to serve in Montgomery. So thank you all so much for being easy, accessible to talk to, and also listen to the needs of the city.
All right. Mr. Ealy, I believe you come up and give us a end-of-year report for the Met Complex.
Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the 2025 year-end results of the Hoover Met Complex. Real pleased to report that it was a record-setting year, and it was the best performance that the complex has achieved since it's opened. I do just have a couple of quick highlights that I wanted to review that are pretty self-explanatory, but after I'm done, happy to answer any questions that you have. We'll go ahead and start by discussing our attendance numbers for the year. So our community usage, we had 80,000 individuals come out and use our community assets. It's about 6,000 more than we had last year. As you can see, the Explore Playground and Splash Pad, the walking track, pickleball, and tennis continue to be our most popular attractions with the community. On the next slide, you will see that our local usage, this is going to represent groups like Parks and Recreation, Hoover City Schools, Hoover Soccer Club, Hoover Youth Lacrosse Organization, Little League teams, all that kind of stuff. We had 205 visitors here from the local community using and renting our facilities. And then on the next page where we talk about our events and tournaments participation from a national and regional standpoint, We had almost 500,000 people that generated economic impact for the community. This is about 40,000 more than we had last year. We brought in 12 new events that 5 of those were big, large basketball tournaments. And so we continue to have opportunities to bring new events in and then quite honestly upgrade for some of the events that started with us that really don't produce nearly as much as what some of these high profile marquee events do. And then, so on the next page, you will see that the total visitors for the year were 784,000, which was a significant boost from the last 2 years, which were relatively flat at 712,000, largely in part to that 40,000 in new attendance from our events and tournaments. So from an economic impact standpoint, we jumped almost $10 million to nearly $101 million in economic impact from those visitors, which obviously we all enjoy to see that visitor spending from out-of-towners in our community. Then we're going to talk about weekend facility utilization that has revenue activity. In the Finley Center, we had 45 weekends out of 52. Turf baseball fields, 43 out of 52. Multi-purpose fields, 45 out of 52. And then the Met Stadium, we had 12 weekends out of 52. Again, you know, we try to bring in as much revenue generation as we can to help the city. And we have limited opportunities with the Met Stadium. In the fall, as you all know, Hoover High School has the facility basically from August to November for high school football. And so we don't see any revenue back to the facility from that initiative. Then we have the winter season, which we're converting it back from football to baseball. We do host 2 perfect game national showcases in February and early March. And then we're pretty much have to leave the turf grass field alone that's prime growing season for the SEC baseball tournament. And then in the summer months, we do have opportunities to host perfect game baseball and the East Coast Pro Showcase. I've talked about this before, but the perfect game organization really brings a lot of economic impact to our community. They're using our facility 30 out of 32 weekends, and their estimated economic impact's about $25 million alone just through their organization. Another key stat that I think everybody likes to keep up with, and that's just kind of the in-kind space. This really talks to the importance of community usage as well as tourism. So from a in-kind standpoint, there was a value of about $600,000. You can see there it's broken up between the city, which is primarily a lot of the SEC baseball tournament, Parks and Rec at $253,000, and then Hoover City Schools at $157,000. And you know, our biggest request out of that in-kind space is the Finley Center. All right, so we set a record in every revenue line item that we did this year, and so very pleased with that. You can see here our rental revenue, how it has grown over the past 5 years. Hit a goal of $1.9 million this year, and hoping to reach close to $2 million next year. Food and beverage, we've seen tremendous success. We had been averaging about $1.1 million in the food and beverage operation. We had a new food and beverage manager that started about 2 years ago, and you can see the excellent work that he has done in fiscal year 24. We went 1.2 million, and then this past year he increased that output by over 200,000, which is remarkable. RV Park is just another strong attraction for us. That's a big revenue generator. In FY25, after the 14% lodging tax that we pay, we did net over $1 million. You know, we're looking to increase the fees for the SEC baseball tournament, which hopefully should continue to increase that number for years moving forward. And then sponsorship sales revenue, we generated about $225,000. We had a record this past year of 36 total sponsors that really, community members that are supporting our facility and giving back to the community. And then just to get into a couple of quick financials, this is budget versus actual comparisons. So for a budget standpoint, we had revenue generated, budgeted for just a little over 4 million. We actually exceeded that by 750,000 and reached 4.8 million. When revenues increase, our cost of goods, fulfilling those contracts through security, police, cleaning, EMS services naturally rise. So we went a little over budget on cost of goods sold. For our overhead expenses, we came in under budget. And then our net income from annual operations ended up at $1.32 million compared to a $755,000 budget. And then lastly, this was just a quick overview to kind of show the history of the last 4 years of the cash flow that we've been able to generate for the city each of the past fiscal years, ranging from $1 million to up to our high of $1.32 million this past year. Appreciate the time.
Before I open it up any questions, former Councilmember Joe Reeves, thank you. Thank you for your vision on this project, along with everyone that served at the time, Mr. Smith down there as well. So that administration really had the foresight to bring this to fruition, and you guys, SFM was a great partner as well. You guys have knocked it out of the ballpark every year. So
well, I appreciate that. It's a joint effort, and you know, I was talking to Mr. Smith earlier, and it is really one of the top producing venues in the country, not just here locally. We're setting unprecedented success, and I think that has a lot to do with the progressive mindset of the city, the infrastructure that we have and offer, and really feel like we're just scratching the surface and have a lot of potential to go yet.
Are there any questions, Mr. Ealy?
Mr. President, this is more a statement, and if you don't know the answer, just verify. I do know that in past, neighborhood associations, and you talk about in-kind, have been wanting to have meetings at the facility, but were denied. Don't know if it's denied because it's already booked, and also requiring them to have liability insurance as well too. So
the only time it would be denied if there was a previous conflict, but we do try to give the city of Hoover, first priority, obviously. But then by our management contract, it states in there that we are required to receive certificate of insurance naming the city of Hoover and the park board and our organization as additional insureds.
So just so I'll know, is that if that's practice, is practice, and maybe Linda would know that, but is that common practice for cities to, because, neighborhood events happens at libraries and you name it, and I guess 2 or 3 people getting together.
Yeah, I think that there's some common sense. I think that there's probably some flexibility, but I would have to defer to the city attorney and our legal team to know what concessions can be made.
Well, just as I put in a parking lot, if we can make sure we look at that down the road, because I know several folks have wanted to have committee meetings and to have liability insurance for 2 or 3 people. But if it's required, then I'd love to know the reason why on something of that nature. But I'll yield, Mr. President.
What other questions, comments?
Mr. President, Shannon, you mentioned increasing RV fees. Is that something that you're seeing within the region?
We're not really
in other facilities.
We're not really seeing an increase across the board on daily rates, but we are very much in line, if not less than any other facility in the area for a daily rate. I think with the SEC baseball tournament, quite honestly, we were woefully underpriced, and it was working out to be like $40 a day. And I think we needed to bring that up to a fair market standard because of the demand and stuff. And so that will hopefully produce another $30,000 to $40,000 in revenue for the city.
Thank you.
Any further questions, comments? Mr. Ealy, I noticed that the economic impact went up by $9 million, where the previous year it was only up by $1 million. What can we contribute that?
I think it's a combination of those additional events that we brought in for the national and regional type things. Like I said, an extra 40,000 people that came in, staying in hotels and restaurants and stuff is the largest contributor to that.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Now we'll have an engineer's report, the annual transportation plan, I believe. Ms. Rosemary.
Good evening. So every year at the first council meeting in January, municipalities are required to have the city engineer make a report on how the city spent the previous fiscal year's annual transportation plan funds. And so for FY25, I think you guys have a copy of our information, but the city received $557,557.03 through gas taxes. We were going to spend the entirety of that on Stadium Trace Parkway, about 1.15 miles of that, but that came in under budget, and so we spent the remainder of that on Brockscat Parkway. And so both of those projects, the resurfacing is complete.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. President. Ms. Ginn, do we have a plan yet for how we will spend 2026 funds?
Yes, we do, and that was presented in that August 29th meeting, and I'm happy to send that out again, just so everybody has a copy at their fingertips.
It'd be great to have a refresher on that.
Absolutely, and that's a regulatory requirement to have that done in August, so twice a year.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mayor, do you have anything for us tonight?
Mr. President, Council would like to invite Scott Promer to come forward, say a couple of things. Scott was hired his first day today as our new city engineer.
Welcome, Mr. Promer.
Well, nice to meet you, Scott Promer. Thanks for the introduction. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to working with the mayor, the council, the various departments with the city. Look forward to serving the people of Hoover. So thank you.
Thank you. I had an opportunity to sit down with Mr. Promer about a week ago in a meeting, and I got to say, very impressive individual. So
thank you for
welcome to the team.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks.
There was no anyone signed up for public comments. At this time, though, I will open the floor if anyone has any public comments. Seeing none, we will get down to the business. Consent agenda. Anyone from the council want to pull any item off the consent agenda? Seeing none, is there anyone from the public that would like to remove an item from the consent agenda? Okay, seeing none, Mr. City Attorney, if you'll read the consent.
Mr. President, item 10 was moved to the regular agenda, correct? Since
that should be the...
he wasn't available.
Yes, sir, that is correct. That should have been moved to the regular agenda, so... Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
1 through 9, Mr. Sherman.
Item 1 is the payment of bills. Item 2 is the approval of minutes for the December 18 and December 22 meetings. Item 3 is a resolution for the appointment of a member to the Hoover Solid Waste Disposal Authority. The clerk has to always remind me to get this turned down. I apologize. The Solid Waste the Solid Waste Disposal Authority is a authority that's composed of a number of municipalities concerning household waste. Hoover is a member. We have an appointment to that, And this will appoint Brian Munger, who is the city's representative, and of course, he serves as city administrator. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a renewal of an agreement with Midwest Employers Casualty Insurance for the workers' comp insurance for the city. It's simply authorizing the execution of that agreement. Item 5 is a resolution that authorizes the mayor to execute a custom work agreement with AT&T for fiber that services the Public Safety Center. That's recommended by the city's IT director. The AT&T fiber currently serves the city, so this is simply a renewal of what we're already doing. The amount of that's going to be about $36,597.54. Item number 6 is a resolution that authorizes the mayor to enter into an agreement with Charter Communications for the relocation of fiber and copper lines that service the Public Safety Center on Valleydale Road. That's also recommended by the IT director. Charter Communication provides this fiber already. It's essential for the 911 services for the city. This will prevent service disruptions by changing this, and the cost of this is $43,647.88. Item 7 is a resolution that provides a continuing resolution for fiscal year 2026 that's recommended by the Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Lopez, is for vendor cabling for the relocation of the NCFI build-out, and approves the correction of personnel classification language in the fiscal year. They anticipate the budget change is going to be about $150,000. This work is needed, and it's intended for this fiscal year capital budget once we get to the capital budget. In addition, the council has previously approved an upgrade to the shop foreman position in the fiscal year operating budget, and this was originally approved from a grade 9 to a grade 12. The correct classification should be from a grade 8 to a grade 9 automotive mechanic, or a grade 9 automotive mechanic senior to a grade 12 shop foreman. This item corrects the wording only and does not require budget amendment or change. This is simply correcting a personnel issue. It's not having anything to do with creating any new positions. The council is requested to approve this and the resolution for the $150,000 related to the NCFI vendor item. Item 8 is a resolution that's accepting a change order for the new Hoover Fire Station number 1. It's done in compliance with the bid law, and during the course of the construction, it's been determined that there's additional modifications that are necessary, and they're attached to this. The request is to authorize the mayor to enter into the change order. The amount of the changes, there's a couple of change orders. Change order number 31 is in the amount of $7,554.32. Number 32 is in the amount of $4,278. And number 33 is in the amount of $207. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a change order for River Chase Village Drainage Project. And Ms. Ginn is an acting city engineer, has approved this and recommended it's due to a failed drainage pipe that needs to be relocated and replaced on Highway 31. That's 3780 Lorna Road. So this has created a public nuisance here by this action continuing to go forward. So this is going to correct that, and it's going to expedite the repairs. The total project cost is estimated not to exceed $4,500,000, with the city's contribution capped at $400,000, and funding was approved through a prior budget amendment utilizing the Capital Projects Fund, including reallocation from 3021 Lorna Road renovation project and a transfer from the general fund for this contribution.
Mr. President, I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'm sorry. What?
I think you're done. She's just motion for approval.
Sorry.
Well, I had one more item.
No, that was it.
we don't have number 10 on the,
That's the regular agenda.
oh, okay, my bad. Well, on mine, the regular agenda begins with number 11.
You must have that all.
I do.
Charlie's suffering from a cold, so.
Yeah, that's it. That sounds like as good of excuse as any, but looking at my agenda,
It got moved to the regular agenda. So I have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The consent is approved. We will now move on to number 10, resolution number 87-1926, Mr.
Mr.
Attorney.
Chairman, I do see that I did run over into the next regular agenda. So this is a resolution 87-1926, and it grants a limited exception to the 100-mile radius clause in the agreement between the city and Sports Facilities Management. I want to add this. I had a conversation with Councilor Smith, Councilor Smith prior to this. So the city has an agreement with what we call SFM, Sports Facilities Management, and it says that within a 100-mile radius, they need the city's approval if they are going to operate another facility. And in the past, this has been granted, but it didn't come before the council. So Mr. Smith asked me an opinion about that, and I said, I think that you can't go back and put the smoke in the bottle. That's occurred, but I think going forward, the council needs to approve this. It's been done in a different manner before, but now you need to approve it. So I just want to clarify that. We don't need to amend anything, but I'd like the minutes to reflect that I've shared my opinion with council about that.
Very well.
Mr. President, I move to approve resolution number 8719-26.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments concerning this?
Mr. President, I had an extensive conversation with Jason from SFM this afternoon, and he settled about 98% of my concerns, and I think Shannon took care of the other 2%. The one thing that I did talk with the city attorney about was the fact that in the last term, the mayor's office, I believe, or the administration chose to give exemptions within this agreement that was contracted by the city council, I believe between, it was not long after the Finley Center opened, back when they wanted to call it the BAM, of all places. And I had concerns about whether or not we needed to memorialize those sites by this body to make sure it didn't create any issues for them going forward. And that's what I talked to the city attorney about, and he had indicated that we did not need to adjust or amend the resolution. It'd just be held within the minutes.
That's correct.
Any further questions or comments from council?
Mr. President, if I may ask, what are the other sites that are being operated that were not approved directly by council?
Mr. Ealy? And I will just mention that the current site under consideration is under a NDA with SFM, I believe. So I will ask the members not to reveal what city we are discussing tonight.
So the two facilities that we currently have contracts with outside of the Hoover Met Complex is Sand Mountain Parks and Amphitheater in Albertville. And then we are also managing the Bill Noble Park in Gardendale.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ealy.
And then this third potential, like I said, we've not been awarded it. We're just seeking approval first, is approximately 90 miles out.
Any further questions or comments from Mr. Ealy? Any from the public at this time? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it.
Shannon, if you take the back roads, you might hit that 100 miles.
All right. Ordinance number 252686, Mr. City Attorney.
This is an ordinance authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement with Jefferson County for the donation of city-owned property for a right-of-way and to grant a temporary construction easement. This is a very small parcel, 1/100th, I think, of of an acre.
Mr. President, I move to adopt ordinance number 25-2686.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions from council? Being none, any from the public? Ms. Dickerson, if you'll call the roll.
Councilmember Schultz,
Aye.
Councilmember Smith,
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell,
Aye.
Councilmember Driver,
Aye.
Councilmember Murphy,
Aye.
Councilmember McClinton,
Aye.
Council President Middlebrooks.
Aye. The 7 ayes, the ordinance passes. At this time, I will open it up for any comments from council. All right.
I have one, Mr.
Mr.
President.
Schultz.
Every once in a while, we see a post on social media that catches our eye, and I read this one the other day, and I wanted to read it out loud. Wanted to give a quick shout out to Hoover Fire Department. Long story short, my grandmother, who's on hospice, lives with me, and they're always willing to come help me every time I need them. I've only had to call them a few times, but each time I do, they're here in less than 4 minutes. Totally not joking that time. I think I hung up with dispatch in enough time to walk outside for a minute, and they were pulling up. They're always so kind and understanding. Words can never express how appreciative and thankful we are. I get to listen to the scanner and listen to the fire department, and a number of calls that go out for lift assist. There's a lot of them, and I talked to Chief Bentley about it, and he said, as long as he's chief, it's always going to happen. So I think the residents genuinely appreciate it, and comments like this really need to be, the fire department needs to be commended for. Thank you very much.
Any further comments? For that, we're adjourned. Thank you.